My kids cut me off for 8 years. Now they want money. I found a text on a Tuesday. Some guy named Derek from a CrossFit class. When I scrolled up, there were 11 months worth of messages between them. Every Thursday afternoon while I was pulling night shifts at the fire station, she was at his place. I got home around 2 a.m. and woke her up. She cried for maybe 20 minutes straight, then told me I was never around anyway, that she needed someone who'd actually pay attention to her. Meanwhile, I'm working 60-hour weeks just to keep up with our mortgage payments. Apparently that didn't count for much. That I moved out that weekend, grabbed my clothes, Dad's toolbox and the little TV from the garage. Everything else stayed. Found a studio that reeked of cigarettes and bad decisions, signed the lease. The kids were 19 and 21, so I figured they'd get it. They didn't. Gavin told me I was abandoning Mom in her time of need. Hannah called me selfish, cruel, immature. I tried showing them the messages I'd found, but they refused to look. Mom had already given them her side of things, and that was enough for them. They basically said I must have pushed her into Derek's arms. 3 weeks later, they stopped returning my calls entirely. I'd text Gavin asking to grab coffee sometime, read receipts turned on, no reply. I sent birthday cards with $200 checks. They cashed every single one. Not once did I get a thank you. Second year after the divorce, Gavin got engaged. I found out from my sister who saw it on Facebook. I sent him a congratulations message and asked if we could meet up for dinner just to talk. 4 days later, he responded, "Derek's handling all the father-son stuff now. Don't make this weird." And Hannah got married 8 months after that. I wasn't invited. I showed up at the church anyway, stood in the parking lot for 2 hours in my best suit. She saw me when she was walking in, looked right at me and kept going without stopping. That's when I gave up, deleted their numbers from my phone, got rid of all the family photos. When people at work asked about my kids, I started saying I didn't have any. It was easier than trying to explain. I took my retirement savings, about $47,000, and started a construction business with Mike from the station. Kitchen remodels, bathroom gut jobs, deck repairs. We barely scraped by for the first couple years, almost folded twice. Then we caught a break. Some strip mall had fire damage, and we got the contract to rebuild it. $340,000 job. The owner was happy with our work and passed our name to his brother, who ran a development company. That connection turned into 5 more contracts, then 12. We had to hire 30 people just to handle all the work. Last year we cleared $2.1 million in profit. I bought a house on the lake, got myself a new truck, started sleeping through the night for the first time in years. Then last month, Gavin walks into my office. No heads up, nothing. He's got his 4-year-old daughter with him. Pretty little girl with dark curly hair, looked just like Hannah did at that age. He sits down and starts talking about how his daughter keeps asking about her grandpa, how the family wants to reconnect, how we've lost so much time. I let him go on for maybe 15 minutes, watching him smile, watching his kid play with the toy bulldozer on my shelf. I knew it was coming. Eventually he got to it. His business was going under, medical bills stacking up for his daughter's asthma, 3 months behind on the house payment. Could I help out with $50,000, just temporary, just until he got back on his feet? His phone went off. Text from Hannah. He showed me without thinking. Did he say yes yet? I need $30K by Friday for the surgery. They planned this whole thing together, probably practiced the speech. I looked at my granddaughter. She was humming to herself while she played. Sweet kid, didn't deserve to be part of whatever this was. Then I looked back at Gavin. "Where's Derek?" He froze. "What? Derek, your mom's husband, the guy who was handling all the father-son stuff. Where is he?" His whole face changed. Now, defensive real quick. His business failed last year. He can't help right now, but you're our actual father. I stood up, walked over, and opened my office door. You're absolutely right. I am your actual father, the one you replaced with Derek 8 years ago. So go ask him for the money. He tried to argue with me, called me petty, said family forgives each other, said his daughter deserved to know her grandfather. I looked at that little girl one more time. You're right. Family should forgive. Maybe you should have mentioned that to your mother 8 years ago. He grabbed his daughter and walked out, slammed the door hard enough that the frame shook. My secretary came in about 10 minutes later and asked if I was all right. I looked out the window at the lake, watched a boat cutting across the water. Yeah, I was smiling. Here comes the next story.